Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Clarity Tarot and Astrology. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys are all doing very well and are excited about Saturn going into Aries. So, tonight we're going to be talking all about Saturn going into Aries. I'm going to break this down for you guys and just give you guys all of the crazy downloads and insights that I've been getting. I'm very, very excited to share. And perhaps at the end, I'll pull a couple of cards for Saturn and Aries to just kind of tie this all together. So, hello, Rhoda. Welcome. Yay. Very exciting, very timely. Makes a ton of sense. You'd get the job. Awesome. Good to hear. So here's how it'll work tonight. I'm going to start off with a general reading talking about Saturn and Aries, and then I will open it up for private questions, personal questions. So just save those for that time. And then, yeah, if you're watching the recorded version and you still would like to know what Saturn and Aries means for you, then you can book a private reading with me. The link for that will be in the description box. And I did also talk about Saturn and Aries in my 2026 Year Ahead webinar. So if you haven't already watched that, check that out. That will also give you more information about this. Okay. All right, so let's begin, guys. Let's look at the chart here. You'll see if you go to Aries, you'll see Saturn is newly in here at 0 degrees, which is very exciting. I personally think that this is the energy that we need right now. Saturn is the planet that brings structure. Saturn brings things that are real, that are tangible. Saturn really helps us to get things together and in order in our lives. And with Saturn going into Aries, this is referring to the individual, okay? The individual. And it's really looking at the entire life. So with Saturn coming in to this part of the chart, it's asking us to really get things in order, right? To get things together. Because whilst Saturn has been in Pisces, behind the scenes in the 12th house, things have been slipping through the cracks. Things have been not clear. Things have been more in a cycle of wrapping up and letting things go and phasing things out, as opposed to really getting things together and structuring things and being able to work really hard on things. That's been kind of gone, and we've seen the results of that, right? We all feel how crazy the world feels right now and how things feel uncertain. And a lot of people are dealing with like mental health issues right now, and sadness and depression and all of that. There's not a lot of certainty or clarity to what's happening or where the future is going. Well, with Saturn coming into Aries, this is going to tighten things up. Okay. This is going to tighten things up. And this is going to make things a lot easier, a lot simpler, a lot more clear, okay, of what is going on. And with that ability, that clarity of what's going on, then we can actually start making some real plans for our future, right? We can start getting the ball rolling in the right direction now. Instead of just like winging it and just seeing, well, maybe this, maybe that. Now it'll be more clear. Oh, okay, this is where life is going. This is where things are going. And now we can start moving in that direction. Okay. However, there's going to be two different people with this, as with everything. We all know right now that the world is very divided. Okay. If that's been happening for years, that's really started back in like 2016, and it's just gotten progressively more and more. But the world's going to divide again, right? Because there are some people that do really well with Saturn energy, and there are some people that don't do well with Saturn energy. And this transit is going to be very confronting of that, okay? If you are someone who you want to get your life together, you want your life to improve, you want your life to change, and you're willing to do what it takes, right? You're willing to sacrifice, you're willing to commit, you're willing to be disciplined, you're willing to delayed gratification, then this is going to be awesome. Okay? However, on the other side of that, if you're not wanting those things, if you're, not you're still in the Pisces energy, essentially. If you're still in the Pisces energy, you're still in the victim energy, the woe is me, and life is so hard, and everything's so difficult, and everything's so expensive, and nothing's the way it used to be, and everything's going so bad. If you are still taking that stance and still taking that way of thinking about the world, if you're still stuck in the past and you're not in the now and understanding that the future is here, then this is going to be really hard because Saturn is going to limit things and it is going to restrict things and it is going to make things hard. Okay. It is going to make things hard. But hard times make hard people, right? Hard times make strong people. And that's who's going to survive over the next couple of years. The people who have a strength mentality, who have a growth mentality, who have a long-term mindset mentality, that's who's going to rise over the next couple of years. You're going to see people become leaders. You're going to see people step up. You're going to see people doing really courageous things over the next couple of years. And those are going to be people that just don't take any excuses. People that are like, I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to try as hard as I can. I'm going to make it work no matter what. If you have I'm going to make it work no matter what type of energy, Saturn's going to reward you. Saturn's going to work with you and it's going to help you. Who Saturn's not going to help is if you're crying about everything, you're worried about everything, you're stressing about everything, you're not having faith, you're not trusting, you're not doing anything, you're not taking initiative in your life, Saturn's going to kill you. Saturn's not going to work for you. It's going to feel really, really heavy and really, really hard. Okay. So you want to be in the camp of people, you want to be in the group of people that are like, look, I get it. Like, I see that things are not easy right now, but that's not going to stop me. That's not going to stop me. I'm still going to show up every day with 100% energy. I'm still going to show up and do good things and be a good person and strive for more and do better. That's who you have to be at this particular moment in time. No one's coming to save you, right? Nobody is coming to save you. Nothing's going to change. The government's not going to do anything. No man's going to come in and save you. Okay. Like nothing is coming to save you. You have to save yourself right now. And everyone needs to be responsible for themselves right now. If something is out of your control and you can't do anything about it, you need to give that to God and focus back on what you can control in your life. Control the controllables. That's the name of the game right now is control the controllables because you're going to see there's going to be things going on around you that are not going to be awesome, but you also are not going to be able to do anything about it. So the trick here is not to get distracted because that's the other side of this with Neptune here, right? We know that Neptune also moved into Aries recently, and in a couple days, they're going to be conjunct. So we still have to watch and see what happens in the world and in our own lives around February 20th. Okay. So there's going to be stuff going on, and you don't want to get distracted by it. There's already a lot of distractions out there. There's a lot of things that are going on in the world right now. Okay. Think about it that they're using to distract you, to get you angry, to get you upset, to get you frustrated, to get you mad, so you don't focus on yourself. So you need to be able to block that out, right? and go, "Okay, yeah, I recognize that's happening, but I can't do anything about that." Right? And continue focusing on what is the task and the mission in front of you. Because with Saturn going into Aries now, this just started a brand new 29-year cycle. Okay. This just started a brand new 29-year cycle. And so that means that things are going to be going in some type of brand new direction in our life. And right now, at this particular moment in time, we likely don't have the clarity and the specifics of exactly what's going on because Aries doesn't care about that. Aries doesn't care about having the doesn't need all the details and the specifics. Aries is a act first, think later type of energy. It's like Aries like, "I want this," and it'll go and get it, and it'll fall on its face, and then it'll just try again, and it doesn't care. It's just like, "Okay, I'll try again. I'll try again." And that's the way you have to go. At this point in time, you know what doesn't work in your life, right? You know what doesn't work, you know what hasn't been working, you know who's not on your team, you know who's not thinking the way you're thinking, right? That's clear right now, that we see. We see very clearly what's not working in our lives and who's not working for us. But we're still waiting for the instructions and the clarity in our new tribe. We're still waiting for that, but we at this point in time, you gotta move forward. On clarity in all, uncertainty in all, you gotta move forward. You have to start just going in the direction that you know you need to go into, and as you start going in that direction, you will get more information, okay? Right now, especially with Neptune right in front of Saturn, we can only see 3 or 4 feet ahead of us, but regardless of that, you need to walk that 3 or 4 feet. Because when you walk 3 or 4 feet, you're gonna see 3 or 4 feet more. And then you keep going, you're gonna see another 3 or 4 feet more. Okay? So you just have to start going in the direction. This is not a time to be perfect. This is not a time to have everything figured out. This is not a time to have all the answers. You probably will have to change strategies. You probably will have to try again, okay? But you can't let that stop you. You have to be willing to take on a maverick mentality right now, a pioneer mentality, a founder mentality. That's the way you have to do it. If you're just going to sit there and not do anything, not change anything, well, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I'll just, whatever. You're going to miss it because there's going to be people that are already way ahead of you that took the risk and are already going to be farther ahead than you. Okay. So, you have to pay attention in your life to what's not working, what is not working, what just can't exist. You have to think if this is going to be my life for the next 29 years, is this something that I want to do for the next 29 years? And if the answer is no, change it. Change it and start going on a new path now because anything that you want in life, anything that's going to last a long time and be significant and be worthwhile is gonna take time and it's gonna be hard, and you have to just be willing to accept that. You have to be willing to accept that. You have to be willing to go through hard times to get to the good times. So, right now, at this particular moment in time, like, you can't expect things to be, like, easy and for everything to be figured out. It's just not. We're just not in that energy. We're not there right now, right? A lot of people have been struggling, right? A lot of people have been having difficult times. A lot of people are not doing well right now. And what this transit is saying is, okay, what are you going to do about it? Like, if you're having a hard time and you're struggling, your life is difficult, what are you going to do about it? You, Aries, what are you going to do? Not what are they going to do? Or is something going to happen? Are they going to do some intervention? Is there going to be a stimulus check? Like, no. What are you going to do? And it's not going to be easy. Whatever you start now, it's not going to be easy and it's going to take time, but it's going to be worthwhile. So you have to have delayed gratification. You have to have that type of mindset right now and understand that that's what Saturn rewards. It rewards having a long-term mindset. So you got to have a plan, right? You got to have a plan. You got to know what you're going to do. With Saturn, there is a level of preparedness that is required. Okay. That's why I made my 2026 year ahead program to help you to figure out what your plan is, to get you thinking ahead, to get you thinking in the right direction. Congratulations to everyone that's already taken that step. If you haven't taken that step yet, you still can. I'll put a link in the chat. But again, like I said, with Aries, you got to be willing to change the plan. You have to be willing to be flexible. You have to be willing to go, okay, this is what I thought then. Now we're 3 months in. Let me tweak this here, but still have that plan because Saturn wants you to know what you're doing. Saturn doesn't want you to just wing it. So you've got to be strategic at this time. And everything that you're doing, you should be doing it for there should be a purpose behind it. There should be a reason why you're doing what you're doing, and you should understand that. You gotta use your time and your resources very wisely right now, okay? This is not a time to joke around, mess around. No, no. You gotta know what's going on, and you gotta know what you're doing, and you have to continually reevaluate and make sure this is going the way I want it to go, and if it's not, quickly change your strategy and continue moving forward. So keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on where it is you're heading, and make sure that every single day you're doing something that's getting you closer to that. Because your life is not going to change overnight. Your life is going to change through the micro decisions that you make every single day. Whether you choose to get up and hit the gym or not. Whether you choose to work on your business or not. Whether you choose to invest and save your money or not. It's those little decisions that you make or don't make every day that decide which direction your life heads in. And sure, you're going to make mistakes from time to time. You're going to get off track from time to time. But just knowing where you're going and having a plan and having the right habits and routines in place to ensure that you stay on the right path is everything. And that's all you can do. That is in your control. So many people complain about their life, but don't understand that 99% of life is better when you just have the right habits and routines. When you're just doing the right things every single day and you're doing everything you can to maximize every day that's in your control, life gets significantly better. You feel much more in control. You have much less anxiety. You can anticipate things. You can prepare for things. And it takes a lot of the drama out of life. So, with Saturn here, Saturn is going to be no excuses, right? No excuses. So, if you are just not willing to accept that and you want to everything to be everyone else's fault and it's them and nobody's helping me and I've never had this and my parents did this and I don't have opportunities and da 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 da. If you want to keep slinging your victim story, good luck. Good luck. But no one's going to have empathy for it anymore. Like, no one cares anymore. And it's not because people are becoming meaner. It's because we have to get real. We have to get real about what life is today in 2026. We have to get with the program. We have to understand that society has changed, the world is changing, life is changing, and you just have to get on board with it instead of fighting about it and kicking and screaming and hemming and hawing about it. It's better to just accept reality and move forward. Stop being sad about what happened and what didn't happen and this and that, and just move forward. At this point, it's self sabotage. So you got to let go of the Pisces energy right now. You got to let go of that whole era. And it's time to move into Aries. Okay. It's time to move into Aries. It's time to move forward. It's time to take action. It's time to be responsible. It's time to not be half ass and to hold yourself accountable and understand that if you have a problem, then you're the problem, nobody else. You have to be the leader of your life, the CEO of your own life right now, and take radical responsibility for everything that's going right and going wrong in your world. Because it's only from that place that actual change can happen. If you give the power to someone else, oh, they're doing this to me, they do this, then you give them the power and you say they have more power than me and they control me. You have to take the power back. If you don't like something in your life, change it. Do something different. And if not, then be quiet. And it sounds harsh, but it's real. And that's what this time is about. This time is real. Life is going to get real. And so you have to really accept it and just really deal with it and really find a way to move on because there's going to be no excuses. Like how in COVID, there was like excuses like, oh no, because it's COVID, or yeah, everyone's feeling bad because lockdown. Like now it's like, no, if something happens at this point in time, the same level of empathy and compassion and, accepting people's excuses is not gonna be there. You're just gonna have to deal with it. You're just gonna have to find a way through. You're just gonna have to find a solution. You're gonna have to get creative. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to get in the trenches and figure it out. So, start getting into that mentality and start checking yourself. Start checking when you get into a negative mindset. Start checking yourself when you start complaining, when you start moaning, when you start getting negative. You need to learn how to check yourself and go, oops, I'm being a baby right now. Let me stop. Let me put my adult pants on and get back on it. You can't expect anyone else right now to save you or to have your back or to make sure that you are okay. You have to make sure that you're okay and you have to put yourself first and make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do for your own life. Period. And if there's anyone that you are babying and enabling in your life, you need to stop. You need to stop because you're not helping them, you're disempowering them, and you're hurting them. You need to worry about you. And it's not selfish to worry about you. Okay. So this should feel empowering. Saturn in Aries should feel empowering. It is hard, yes, but like I said, everything that's worthwhile is hard. The most successful people that you know or have seen in life, they know how to do hard things. And they may make it look easy on the outside, but trust me, they struggle just as much as you do. They just don't complain about it. They just don't get emotional about it. They just move through it. And that's the way you have to learn how to be right now is this sucks. I hate this. I don't love the situation I'm in, but I'm in it and I just have to keep moving through it. You have to learn kind of how to be like a bulldozer right now. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be challenges. But you just have to be bigger than the challenges. You have to become a bigger person who can handle bigger problems. That's it. So the answer during this time is you. If there's something that's not going right in your life, it's you. There's something you have to figure out, something you need to learn, something you need to figure out, something you need to get a solution for. And the good thing is you can control you, right? You can control you. So you can get through it. So that's the mentality you have to have. And if someone else is going through a problem, they got to figure it out. You got to empower them to figure it out on their own. That's just where we're at. This is just where we are at. There's no more hand holding, there's no more babying, there's no more excuses, there's no more handouts, no more giveaways, no more free stuff. No. So the faster that you get on board, the faster you will succeed moving forward. Okay? There's a way through everything. So you have to have that mindset that it's figure outable. And I will get through this just as I've gotten through everything else. It's just that the things that you experience now, they're going to make you stronger. They're going to make you stronger. So you should that's the reward. And that's the reward. That's the Saturn reward, is that you're going to become a stronger, more capable, better person. That's what you're going to get from this. And so that's what you have to be going after every single day. Is I'm excited to have the opportunity to become a better person every single day. A stronger person every single day, a more capable person every single day. And that's the reward, is getting up and waking up and being able to go after it every single day. Okay, so the strong will survive. When you see people falling, when you see people crumbling and struggling, now you know it's not because they just have these bad circumstances and the universe is just out to get them and they're just, having a horrible time. No, they're just not in the right mindset. They don't have the right mentality. That's it. Got to find a new mentality. Got to find a new way to get through it. Got to find a solution on your own, right? You got to find a way. There's no other way. The only way out right now is through. And only you can do the reps, right? No one else can lift your weights for you. No one else can put the money in your bank account for you. No one else can save the money for you. No one else can shove the healthy food in your mouth. No one else can put your body in the shower, right? Like, you got to get up and you got to do this thing every single day. Your success and happiness will be determined by your ability to show up for yourself and commit to yourself and be disciplined toward yourself every single day. So you have to have a vision for your life that is so exciting and so compelling that it makes you want to get up out of bed every single morning and jump up to do the right things for you. That's exactly why I created my workbook, is to get you brainstorming and thinking about your life and what you really want, and to get excited about it and to make a plan for it and to follow that plan every single day to get you closer to where you want to be. The Bible says, without a plan, people perish. Without a plan, people perish. You don't have a plan, you're going to perish, and you're going to get wrapped up in a bunch of nonsense that doesn't concern you, and worry about problems that don't concern you and people that don't concern you, and use all your time and energy in things that have nothing to do with you. And then you're going to wake up one morning and be like, why isn't my life going the way I want it to go? Because you weren't being intentional. You didn't have a plan. You weren't following a plan. You weren't focused on what was important. And the past few years, it's been very easy to get caught up in things that did not concern us. There's a lot going on in the world for us to be thinking about and concerning ourselves over. Now, you need to turn the focus back to you and your life and where you're going, because no one else is concerned with your life other than you. Whether your life turns out the way you want it to or not is your problem. So you need to wake up every single day and fight for yourself and work on getting yourself to where it is that you need to go, and focus on filling your own cup and giving energy to your own problems first. Once that's done, sure, and then you can help other people. Then you can go to other people. But first, you need to worry about you. We're not doing the self sacrificing martyr Pisces thing anymore. No, you need to focus on you first, do you first, and then everyone else, second, third, fourth, fifth. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be no excuse as to, oh, why didn't you do this? Oh, well, because I had to take care of this person. No, not going to work. Not going to work. This is not going to work, right? You got to find a way to do what you got to do. Whether that means you need to wake up early, you need to stay up late, you need to change your life around, you need to have more boundaries, whatever it is, you need to find a way to do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, the only person you are going to be able to be mad at is you. You. So you have to put yourself first. Period. Okay? And everyone else in your life should be doing the same thing. They should be doing the same exact thing. You should encourage independence with everyone around you. Doesn't mean you're not going to help people. Doesn't mean people are not going to be, caring, but it's like, I care about you, but I need to do this for myself first. And then I'll come back to you when I have time, when I have the energy. I will come back to you. Because you got to lead your ship in the direction that needs to go. You need to make sure that you're hitting your milestones, right? Because like I said, you're not going to create your dream life overnight, right? Your dream life is going to take you 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years to create the life that you want to create for yourself. It's a long-term thing. But along that path, there are certain milestones that you should hit. And you need to make sure that you get to each of those milestones, that you hit each of your goals. The only person that cares about that is you. So you can't put that off. You can't afford to put that off. You have to get to where you need to go. Okay? So again, to bring this to earth, because that's what I do. I'm an earth sign. I'm a very practical person. I'm a very Saturnian person myself. To bring this back to earth, you need to ground yourself down into a daily routine, because your day is made up of your year, rather, your life is made up of a bunch of little days. And every single day you have the opportunity to either step closer to your dream life or to step away from it. And so you need a good daily routine to make sure that you're stepping towards it every single day. And so that starts off with figuring out, what do I want from my life? Which is like the easiest question in the world. Like, what do you want? Like, if God came and was like, what do you want? Like, can you tell God what you want? Like, God, this is what I want from my life. Can you do that? Can you say it quickly in one sentence? This is what I want. You got to figure out what that is. And that has to be at like the forefront of your mind every single day. This is why I'm getting up and doing this job that I hate. This is why I'm picking up these heavy weights. This is why I'm eating this kale. Like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because this is the big dream. And then going, okay, if this is the big dream, realistically, this is going to take this long. I have to break that up. I have to break it up into little pieces. And there might be certain parts of your dream that you can't do right now, but that doesn't mean do nothing. It means do what you can. Do what you can with the resources that you have. Build momentum until you get to the bigger levels of life. Because there's certainly something you can do at your stage right now. And it's more about the discipline than doing what you want to do. The discipline is what it's like the gasoline. That's how you keep the car going. It's just the discipline, just the discipline, the discipline, the discipline. Even if you have $1, if you save $1 every single day, that's better than waiting until you have thousands of dollars to say, okay, now I'll start saving. No, start saving where you are right now if that's something that's important to you, right? So you just start where you are, but you got to figure out where you're going. You see what I mean? Like, it's like if you are in the GPS, in the car, you have the GPS on, you have to tell the GPS where I want to go. So it takes you to the right location. You don't just drive around wasting your gasoline. So you got to know where you're going. So you have to know where you're going. What's the big picture here? What am I doing here? What's the point of all of this? And then break that down and figure out what actions do I need to take to get where I need to go. And that's all you do. You just do that day after day after day after day. And most days, you're not going to see any progress. You're going to see no results. The day is going to feel boring. It's going to feel like nothing's happening. And that's because it is. It is boring. It is mundane. And a lot of times, nothing is happening. But what's happening, like I said, is you're building consistency, you're building discipline, and eventually that momentum takes off. And it's going to seem like this happened all overnight. But no, good habits compound. And then things in your life skyrocket. So if you're not on the right path and you're not doing those things every day, you're never going to have that overnight success moment. It's just not possible. You're not going to listen to an affirmation or a subliminal and then your life is just going to, magically change. No. No. You can listen to subliminals, you can listen to affirmations. I think those things are great, but it means nothing if you don't take action in your life. So you just have to know what actions to take. And it's not that hard to figure out what actions to take when you know what you want to do. You just think about the person that you want to become and think, what would that person do every day? If I was the best version of myself, if I had the life I wanted to live, what would I be doing? And you just do that. You just do that. And if there's certain things you can't do, you work to be able to do that. Understanding that this might take years, but you're happy to do it because you know that the outcome is worth it. So you've got to have a plan, and that's what you're going to see right now. You're going to see people that feel hopeless about the future, that feel like everything's a joke and it's never going to get better and what's the point, and it's not worth it, and da 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 da, why bother trying? You're going to see a lot of people like that. You don't wanna be like that. You wanna be someone that's like, "No, my life means something. I was put on this earth to do something. Life's gonna get better for me. Maybe not better for you, but it's gonna get better for me, and here's what I'm doing about it." And not get caught up in the negativity and the pessimism, because that's the other side of Saturn. Saturn can be depressing. Saturn can be pessimistic. Saturn can be boring. But you don't wanna associate with that. You don't wanna have that type of mentality. You wanna go, "Yeah, there could be a couple hard years ahead. Yeah, but I'm gonna make it through. My life's gonna get better. I'm gonna accomplish this." And have crazy faith in yourself and in your ability and in why the universe, God put you on earth right now at such a time as this. So it all starts with knowing what you want to do, knowing why you're going through what you're going through right now and where it's taking you. That's where it all begins. And that could be very different than what your life was doing years ago, because life is different now. The world is different now. We're not playing the same game as our parents and our grandparents and our great grandparents. We're playing a different game. So you have to be with the now, in the now, with where things are going now, up to date with now, not the yesteryears. Okay. So get in the game, get excited, know what you're playing for, know why you're waking up every day, do the hard things now so you don't have to suffer later, and avoid the negativity, avoid the pessimism, and just lock in. And before you know it, you'll be where you want to go. And it's not going to be overnight, but it's going to feel that way because being a disciplined person is just going to become your norm. It's just going to become who you are. You're just a disciplined, committed person. It's just who you are. It's your DNA now. You can handle hard things. You can kill hard things. You can do it. And so life's going to get easier for you. While life gets harder for other people, it's going to get easier for you. Okay? So, if you need that practical grounding guidance, then check out my 2026 year ahead webinar that will help to hook you in to what is going on right now, to get you up to date with what's going on right now, where things are going, what to expect, and help you to come up with your own plan and your own blueprint for your life so that way you don't get off track and you don't get distracted and you don't find yourself in a position in life that you don't want to be in a year from now. Okay? You have to take the first step. You have to take the initiative. That's what Aries is about. It's about you and you doing it. Okay, so I will put the link for that in the chat and we're going to pull a couple cards and then I will open for any questions that anyone might have. All right, let's pull a couple of cards to just round this out. All right, so most important messages that we need to know in regards to Saturn and Aries. What do you want people to know? Wow, 10 of Wands. Yeah. You got to let go of the baggage in your life. You got to let go of the dead weight. You have to let go. Wow. And I have the 9 of Swords. You have to let go of the worries and the anxieties of the past. If you cannot control something, let it go. If there's someone that you can't control, let him go. You got to let things go. Aries is minimal. Saturn is minimal. Aries is your naked body, like the naked body as you come into the earth, you come out of your mom. That is Aries, the raw, naked, real you. And Saturn is about minimal, having as little as possible. You can't walk into this next phase of life. And I've been saying this for months, so you guys have heard me say this before. You can't walk into this next phase of life carrying a bunch of garbage and weight and baggage from the past. It will not work. You won't be able to move quickly and make changes and be flexible with whatever's going down. As this year continues on and as we start to experience the shifts that this year is going to make, the pace of life is going to get much quicker. I know it hasn't felt that way in January and February. That's because this is really the first big shift we're having is right now. And it's only next week that we have our first eclipse and things start moving forward. But as the year gets going, the pace is going to change, right? Right now, everything's in Pisces. We're going to have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. You got things in Aquarius. So that's, we're not in the thick of it yet. So we have time, but we don't have time at the same time. So you really have to be in the right mindset from now. So that way when things start moving, it's like, okay, I already knew I was going to do that. Let's go. So you cannot bring baggage from the past. You have to let go of worry, anxiety, and every single day you should be first and foremost focused on what is your plan? What are you doing today? And knowing that this day matters because of the bigger picture of where my life's going. Once you do everything you need to do, fine. Do whatever you want, right? But first things first, you need to make sure that you're moving your boat, you position your boat in the right direction. Then when you're done, put it on autopilot and then you can move on to other things. But that's the way you have to be. But if there's anything right now that you're like, oh, I'm still carrying this depression, or I'm carrying this anxiety, or I'm still really worried about this, or there's this person I can't let go of, and it's just like really affecting my ability to show up and feel strong every day, like that stuff's got to go. You've got to find a way to work through that, whether you need to work with someone, you need to get into therapy, you need to do something about it. You got to find a solution in a way because you cannot carry that anymore. Because with the new cycle comes new problems, right? And you can't be dealing with old problems on top of new problems. It's just problems. Let's see what else. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. The path ahead is going to be long. The path ahead is going to be long. Get ready for that. I have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. The biggest barrier to you walking the path is going to be your own mindset, your own anxiety, your own fears, your own doubts, your own worries will be the number one barrier and blockage towards you making progress, not only right now, this year, but over the next 2 years and even into the future, but specifically right now. Okay. So this goes back to that first card, is getting over the past and not allowing the past to paint the future. Because when planets come out of Pisces and go into Aries, they're reborn, they're renewed, fresh cycle, new beginning. Saturn coming into Aries is the end of a 29-year cycle and the beginning of a new 29-year cycle. So you're refreshed, you're renewed. Okay, you got a new shot at this. So why would you tarnish your new beginning by carrying weight from the past? Why would you sabotage a new beginning because you're still holding on to stuff that doesn't even exist in your life, that doesn't even matter in your life, people that don't want to be a part of your life? Forget about them, right? Move on, let it go. It doesn't matter anymore. And I said this at the end of 2026 and going, or the end of 25 going to 26, is like, if something is not in your life right now, like if someone is not in your life and committed to you and wanting to be with you right now, then they don't want to be with you. They don't want to be with you. Okay. So think about that. Who's not committed to you? Who doesn't want to be with you? Let them go. Let them go on their own path. Let them find their own way. Only hold on to the people that are holding on to you, the things that are holding on to you. If something's not, then just forget about it. Deprioritize it. Let it go. You've got a long path ahead. The road ahead is going to be long. Okay, long. And that's something that we have to temper with Saturn being in Aries. Saturn doesn't love to be in Aries because Aries is very impatient and Aries wants things right now. So that's something we have to temper with, is understanding like, oh, I might be taking all the actions, but I might not see the results right now, and knowing that that's okay. That's okay. It will be a different story when we get into Taurus, right? Saturn and Taurus, it'll be a different story. But right now, the road's going to be long. And so don't burn yourself out. Don't go crazy pants, right? Pace yourself, because you need to keep showing up. And that's a big thing. I talked about this in the webinar. One of the big risks this year, particularly in 2026, is burnout. Burnout. A lot of people are already burnt out coming into the year. A lot of people weren't using the Pisces energy properly. They weren't using that time to rest and to heal and recover and forgive and let go. Instead, people were caught up in, all the things going on and everything's so hard and da 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 and life sucks and everything sucks now. A lot of people were not focusing on their behind the scenes life. And so now that the world is going to be demanding more of us, some people they're just going to burn out. That's why it's important to stay in tune with the astrology and what it's asking us to do. So when the opportunities come, you're ready. You're prepared. Because right now is a time to be prepared. The people who are prepared will thrive. You're going to see people doing very, very, very well with Saturn and Aries. Some people are going to do very, very well. Because they're prepared, because they're ready. They've been preparing. They've been doing the work. This is just the opportunity now. Okay. So understand you have to have that stamina, and you have to constantly have your mindset in the right place. So it's important to know what you want and make sure that you're always preparing yourself mentally and emotionally for what you have to come against in your life, not worried about things you can't control and people you can't control. Okay, I have actually a lot of cards that want to come out. Too many here. Most important message, please. Oof, okay. King of Pentacles, yes. That's where this is leading. That's where this is all leading, is if you walk the path long enough and you're consistent for long enough, success is inevitable. Success is the only option. When you're clear about what you want and you're doing the right actions long enough to see results, success is the only option. There's just no other option. It can't not happen. If you are committed and you're disciplined and you have that delay gratification mindset, you will get rewarded. But it's not going to be that, the rewards are going to fall out of the sky. No. The rewards are going to come because of your hard work, your blood, sweat, and tears. It's going to come from you. And once you understand that, and once you get that validation of that you understand that, oh, I have the power to make things incredible happen in my life, you are unstoppable. And that's what you're going to see. 2 years from now, you're going to see people who are in incredible positions, who are doing incredible things that are unprecedented, things that people have never done before. And it's not because they're lucky. It's not because they're favored. It's not because they're blessed. It's because they work damn hard. They just work hard, and they're disciplined, right? The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's what works now. That's what we're in right now. The harder you work, the luckier you're going to get. So you get to decide. You decide how hard you want to work. And it's not just working hard at your job. No, it's working hard in the direction of what you want. Because plenty of people work hard, but they don't get anything because they don't do the right work. They're working hard for somebody else. They're working hard doing things they hate. They're working hard doing things that don't benefit them. But when you work hard for yourself, you work hard in your own favor, you work hard on your dream, that's when life is incredible. But you got to take the right actions at the right time for the right amount of duration. There's a right way to do it. There's a right way to do it, and there's certainly a wrong way to do it. And that's why I love astrology, because it tells you what to do and when to do it, how long to do it for, and when you're going to see results. So follow the astrology, right? This is a good time to learn astrology, right? Learn it for yourself. Work with God, work with the universe. You don't have to do this by yourself. If you've been trying and you're not getting anywhere in your life, well, then you have to accept that maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Maybe I don't know what to do. And that's okay. Get your ego out of the way and get yourself some help. So you don't waste any more time. You don't waste any more years. Use the tools and the resources that you have available to you to make this journey easier for yourself. And you have the confidence and you know what, I'm right where I need to be doing exactly what I need to do. And that just decreases your stress level and allows you to focus on what really matters. So reach out. The resources are there. I'm here. I have resources for you. Use them. But just remember, you can or you cannot at this time. The result you get is on you. Okay? Let's pull one oracle to close this off. We have practiced gratitude. What a great way to close this out. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. And bottom of the deck, I have leave the past behind. What a good way to close this out. Truly. For one, be thankful for all the experiences that you've had in your life. They likely have taught you a lot. They likely have taught you what not to do, what doesn't work. And don't repeat it. Don't repeat what doesn't work. Don't keep holding on to what isn't working or what hasn't worked for you. Be thankful for your journey up until this point in time. But also be thankful for this new opportunity ahead of you. And be thankful for the small wins that you're going to get every single day. And sometimes the win is that you get to open your eyes. There's too many people right now that are just so lost and just don't get it. Just don't understand that the blessing is being here. The blessing is being here. They just want everything to be perfect and everything to be easy and everything to be handed to them. What is the fun in that? What do you learn in that? How do you grow with that? You don't. Have a growth attitude, have a growth mindset. Enjoy the challenges. Enjoy the person that you're becoming through those challenges. Understand why God is putting these challenges on your path, what God is trying to help you to learn, and the person that God's trying to help you to become. So you have to have gratitude for everything, gratitude for the good and gratitude for the bad, because it all has a purpose that we often don't understand only in hindsight, right? But keep that attitude of gratitude, regardless of how difficult things get for you. Still stay thankful, stay grateful, stay humble. Because this thing called life is so much bigger than you. You don't know everything. You don't know everything. Okay. And so every single day, it's like, okay, what does God have in store for me today? What challenges are in store for me today? I'm excited for it. Not dreading it, not avoiding it, not procrastinating. Because you're just only delaying, you're just making your life harder. So say, thank you for these challenges. Thank you for this bad thing that happened. Thank you for letting that person show me who they are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your attitude is everything. And the attitude of gratitude is the best, highest vibe to be in. Okay. All right, guys, that's what I have to say. I think I said everything I want to say. I hope so. So I hope that was helpful to some of you. I know it's not going to be what a lot of you want to hear, but it's definitely what a lot of people need to hear. And yeah, the more you get used to what you need and not what you want, the better things get, right? The better things will get. Saturn doesn't give you what you want at first, it gives you what you need. Then you get what you want. Okay, so it's exciting. See this as exciting. Don't see this as heavy, challenging, hard. See this as exciting. Okay. All right, guys, that is it for me from this moment in time. I will open it up for live readings for a little bit. Just let me know if you guys would like a reading from me.